up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele. And welcome to Spitballin. Spitballin.
Kanye called Dave Chappelle a hack, and that's where I draw the line. You don't went too far. You don't went too far. Kanye or Ye or
I know
whatever your
Reggie
name
goes,
is.
oh, I think Kanye might actually be crazy.
I'm
I'm
like,
like,
this
you
dude is-
figured this out now?
Well, you know, all the
He's
other
been
stuff
crazy.
is kind of.
And once he had that meltdown on stage and the whole idea with the meds and then running for president, he was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
can
now all
deal
this,
with all
he's
that.
hanging with way too much. He's hanging out with white supremacists now.
Yeah, look,
Neo-Nazis and shit.
I
Bringing
can
them to the
handle.
White House.
I
Or
can
the
handle all that.
Mar-a-Lago.
I can handle all that other
Mar-a-Lago,
bullshit.
white trash White House.
Yeah, I can handle all that other bullshit. I can handle all of that other bullshit. But when you call Dave Chappelle a hack, bro, come on, man. That's when I know you officially
I saw
lost
somebody
your
wearing
rabbit ass mind.
I saw someone wearing Yeezys in the grocery store the other day. I wanted to scuff them.
No. You can. Adidas said they're going to still sell them. They're going to still sell.
Well,
his
these
design.
weren't those weren't those yet. These were his. So I wanted to scuff them.
Okay. They said they're going to still sell the Yeezy design without the Yeezy name. So, you know, whatever. I mean, people still going to wear them, dude. They paid a lot of money for those shoes.
Shit's stupid.
So you going to introduce the show?
Oh yeah. Hey everybody, I'm Sal Kalani, and this is Reggie Steele.
And welcome to Spitballin. Yeah. Let's go.
Kanye might be crazy, Sal.
Kanye might be. Bing, 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 bing.
He's been crazy. It's like these guys can't accept that they I don't know, dude. Their egos and they blow up, and then once the star stops shining as bright, then they get wacky.
Hey, dude,
They gotta blame someone then.
Dude, he hit $1 billion and lost his mind. And then he hit 1 billion. He hit 2 billion and then started to really go crazy. Once he got up to like 6 billion, he really started saying shit like, what can you tell me? Do you have $6 billion? If you ain't got $6 billion, you can't say nothing to me. It's like, money does not equate to intelligence, bro. Right? Like, chill, man. Right. Like his ego really came out. You know what they say about
his
money?
wife saved his his
Well, money doesn't make the person. Money exposes the person. You get money, then when the world really finds out who you are, right?
Right.
So I guess we got a better glimpse of who this dude is. I mean, we always know he's been egotistical in a lot of ways, but damn, that money really went to his head, and now we know for sure.
And now, speaking of, let's get into my little clip here I found, Reg. You didn't know it's about your boy Dave Chappelle. Still stirring up a little controversy.
Oh, in the show last night, San Francisco.
San Francisco, man, and in San Francisco, place where
he's pushing on. You know, he did a show last night. He did a midnight show last night, the Punchline, after his show at the Chase.
Oh wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
Why?
Money, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the richest man in the world.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, booing him.
Cheers and booze, I see.
We're expecting this, were you?
It sounds like some of them people you fired are in the audience.
Damn, Dave is good. He's sharp.
But yeah, dude. So
Elon Musk went out to see Dave Chappelle last night in San Francisco and got booed. He got cheers and boos.
Right, but it sounded pretty booey to me, man.
Yeah, he sounded
a lot of good chunk of booing, man.
He got a lot of boos.
I mean, that's the place where he fired everybody. Is in
exactly
San Francisco.
But, I mean, forget the boos. You know, this is San Francisco, right? So that's expected. What you're not expecting are the cheers.
Well, this is tech. That's tech capital, bro. That's their god. That's their god.
He's been in the news about everything right now, aside from tech. I mean, yeah, taking over Twitter, but his whole stance at Twitter and firing everyone. Hey man, how do you cheer that dude?
I
If you're
know.
a tech guy, how
There's
do
a
you cheer that dude?
rumor that because he made all the other people work extra hard, a lot of executives left, but some of the people, they're supposedly like they set up rooms where you can sleep in Twitter in the building and stuff because they need people to work hardcore.
Are they getting paid more? Are they
I
getting paid
probably,
more?
but then he's cutting something. I don't know. And it's just like, it's so ridiculous, man. It's
Dude, I swear, it's like every
Wendy
time.
Liebman, our friend Wendy Liebman put something up on Twitter about him because he tweeted something and she goes, "This might be the tweet that makes me finally leave." And he said, Elon Musk put, "My pronouns are prosecute Fauci." And it's just like, dude, what the fuck, dude? You going after a doctor? The guy helped us through the goddamn pandemic, and you got all these stupid rich. Oh, they made me shut down my factories for a couple months, and I lost some of my money, Mr. Billionaire complaining, fucking Musk. And now it's just, it's gross, dude. They're
it's
using
whack,
this
man.
shit for their own advantage.
Yeah, it's funny how short people's memories are, right? Because during the time of the COVID, when it really hit, the whole world was in an uproar. Everyone was in panic. They were doing everything they can to save people, right? And I get it. I'm not upset about it. I'd much rather they have a severe reaction to shit and, we figure it out versus not taking it serious. And then, who knows what happens, right?
Right.
But so now in hindsight, it's like, oh, well, it didn't have to go that way. Well, we didn't know that at the time. I mean, shit, this thing destroyed friendships and relationships between friends and family because it was so polarizing. People felt so strongly about this in a lot of ways. Yeah, now we can look back and say, okay, we probably could have done things differently, but in that moment, we were going by what we knew. So, look, man, it's complaining about
I think they did fine.
Like,
he's complaining. Yeah, fuck him. I can't stand this guy. So now, you just get these, and there's another thing that he's been like, he'll push like little QAnon conspiracies up on Twitter and shit. And it's like someone with this much access and money and power shouldn't be able to just fucking lie to the morons.
Yeah. Well, it's all about power and control, man. That's what they do. They use their influence to control, and those people are the easiest to control because they want to believe
Chappelle
everything.
hanging out with this idiot? Another thing,
what are you talking about? See, look, that's how.
Why is he bringing him on stage? No, I would not. You would do a show and you'd have Musk come on your stage, dude.
Hey, dude, I wouldn't have him come on the stage, but hey, he's there.
Well, there you go. That's all.
And this is Dave Chappelle. Why not? Seriously,
because
why not? It wasn't like he was like,
an asshole.
Yo, why? Yeah, no, but why not?
He's spewing bullshit and lies and hate on Twitter.
I get it. But he brought the dude on stage in front of however many people, and the dude got booed.
Yeah.
Right. It wasn't like it was like, this is my best friend. Right. And I don't even know if he brought him on stage. It sounded like he just pointed him out.
Well, he was up on the stage.
Oh, he brought him up on the stage.
Yeah, you didn't see the video, but yeah, so I don't, he didn't talk much, but because they didn't want him to.
Yeah, of course. He doesn't have anything good to say anyway. So so yeah, man, that's funny that Kanye is talking about Dave Chappelle's a hack, and then Dave brings on Elon Musk, and Musk gets booed, and Dave he gets to make fun of him right in front of him.
It's crazy.
Sounds like it's booze and
then I was looking up the whole thing because the rumor is that Elon Musk made a lot of money. His family made money off of this emerald mine in South Africa during apartheid. So then there's always been like these discussions like, no, his family wasn't like that. And Musk has like said many times that there never had an emerald mine, but then there's all these other interviews where he has mentioned emerald mine. And his dad supposedly did have this emerald mine. How much was it their effect? But they say it's still slave labor. They say they had bottom line is, dude, this is just like Trump too. These fuckers are rich kids. Their families had money. Yeah, these guys made more off of it, but they took millions and millions of dollars or billions even and made it billions more. You know what I mean? It's just numbers, and they increased it. They all had this big fucking golden cushion to start off.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say this. If we're going to be mad at every wealthy person in the country because they have a nefarious background on how they earn their money, then there's not a rich person alive that we can respect. They all made their money early. It's old. I mean, anytime there's deep
like
pockets,
old money. Yeah.
Old money. If it's deep, old money, yo, they exploited some group of people for that money, right? They took over, they exploited the laws, they exploited the people, they exploited the reach, they took advantage of whoever, and they were able to be smart and keep it. I mean,
and the
everybody in this
problem with
country, slave
America,
labor and slave
everyone
labor
looks
and free
at
labor.
money as power in America, and they're like, oh, well, he's rich, so he's good. He's doing something right. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
people,
they think that people, they think people who are rich are smart.
They respect it, yeah, which is so stupid.
It's so stupid. It's like, ugh.
They're not. Their mommy and daddy give them money. They're spoiled fuckheads.
Yes.
Who don't get their way and throw tantrums or start hanging out with neo-Nazis to piss more people
off. All right,
off.
but hold up though. I got to say this too. When you grow up in a situation like that where you have access to so much, right? So many resources and just a different way of life, man, you don't grow up the same. Your perspective of life is skewed. It's different.
Totally.
Right. So when we see these guys and they act out in a certain way, for them, there's no reason why they shouldn't. Why can't they? Because they don't know anything differently. Right. Like, I think some of the most humble people are the people who come from like the most humble, wealthy people are the people who come from humble beginnings. Right. Because they know what it's like to be hungry, right? They know what it's like
a lot of people
struggle.
Love like a lot of artists or celebrities or even athletes, because a lot of them have come from nothing.
Not having anything. Right.
Right.
Yeah. So for us to hold these people to some standards, to think that they're going to be able to relate to the common person.
Well, that's the thing. You and I get that. But for some reason, a lot of people believe that. They think these 1%ers, since can relate to them. Oh, the Bushes or Mitt Romney or now Trumpy or Muskie. No, you can't relate to these idiots. They don't give two fucks about you, but they got you believing that you can be them.
You know what that's
you
about.
You could be a rich asshole too.
Yeah.
But you know
what that's
your
about.
Daddy didn't leave you millions of dollars, so it ain't happening.
Dude, you know what that's about? That's all about race, bro. That's about appearances and race. They see people that look like them, and so they want to believe them. They want to believe that they can be them. That's the idea. It's like we look alike, so we're alike. I'm like, nah. Right. Just like I say all the time, Black people, yeah, we may look alike, but we ain't all the same. And I mean, when I say we look alike, I'm talking about from the standpoint of having dark skin, right? Not necessarily features. But yeah, we may look alike in a lot of ways, but we ain't the same. But for whatever reason, when it comes to rich people and rich white people, poor white people want to identify with them because they're like, hey, he's like me. We look alike. And then they believe that they can be that. Right. That's the whole thing. That's why white people in this country, like poor white people in this country, are mad at everybody because they think that they should be rich white people.
Right.
Right.
And then they're looking for someone to blame.
They want somebody to blame while they're not rich because they feel like I'm in America and I'm white. I should be rich. And if I'm not rich, it's because of these goddamn immigrants that come over here taking jobs that I don't want to do, taking
like,
food.
It can't be these
for my kids that my kids don't want to eat. No, go ahead.
It can't be from these old rich white men who are rich. You know, it can't be because of them. Their policies that affect me not making money. It's brown people, or
it's brown. They don't look at like all those little factories that their great grandfather worked at, and their grandfather worked at, and their dad worked at. All those factories that were sent overseas. That wasn't by brown people, brown and Black people. That was by rich white people at the top who was like, yo, I'm trying to make more money. So I'm going to send this to a country with poor brown people who will work for a fraction of what I pay you. And now your whole little community is decimated. And then they go, I don't know what's happened. America's gone to shit. It's like, you sent it that way, right?
And when did you get me a piece of cake? It's my birthday. You go to restaurant.
All right, so here's a funny. This made me think of this just now. This great old school. Oh, did you hear me playing it right there?
Yeah, it came up. I was like, "Who's that?" It's like it's cake.
No, this is Greg Giraldo, but this is just what you were saying.
You go to restaurants now, they got to break out in song every 5 minutes. I was in a restaurant the other day, the waiters had to go out 4 separate times to different tables and sing happy birthday, and holy shit, the owner comes out, and even the dishwasher's out there singing, happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. It's my birthday too, but no one's singing happy birthday to me because I'm in the back washing dishes for 50 cents an hour, but somehow I'm the bad guy for taking away American jobs. What fucking job am I taking away? Who wants to wash a fucking dish for 50 cents an hour? Okay, yes, arguably all of us coming over like this collectively lowers the labor rates in the country. We could debate it on those merits, but no, you're taking my job, you're taking my job, you're taking my job. What kind of fucking ignorant bullshit is that? You have to ask yourself, are you willing to pay the increased cost of paying a prevailing wage for some fucking slob to stand back there washing dishes? If it's such a fucking problem, why don't you just penalize the employers who hire us? Oh, because that will be politically unpopular. How old are you now? Thank you very much. Good night.
Nice.
There he is, one of the
Greg
best.
Giraldo, R.I.P. I
Man.
had one good interaction with him. I mean, I saw him a couple times in San Francisco, but my favorite interaction with Greg Giraldo was as an audience member sitting at the Comedy Cellar in New York, sitting there with my boy Mockley, and he and I have wore the same T-shirt, a Puma shirt. And we sat right in the front.
Why? Why did you guys do that?
Because this is me and Mock, and we used to dress alike in college, and we used to do this. We used to do.
Oh, so this was in college time?
No, this was right after college. This was after college, and I went to go visit him. And so it was like, yo, we were like twins, right? We dressed up the same. And so we sit right in the front row at the Comedy Cellar, and Greg Giraldo comes out, and he sees these two black dudes dressed the same, but don't look the same, and then he just went in. It was so funny, man. He's like, what kind of fucked up twin situation is this? Oh, dude, it was hilarious. It was great. I had a wonderful time. So shout out
That's
to Greg
funny,
Giraldo.
Man.
Yeah.
That's funny. I didn't know that's how. I didn't know you saw. Yeah, I had.
hold on, I gotta say this one.
Okay, go
ahead. So I mentioned that Mockley and I used to dress alike in college, right? We dress the same because we used to get free gear. So we get this free gear, and then we wear the same thing. We had same shoes. And then we had, jeans.
Well, you get free gear because you play basketball?
Yeah, you get free gear because you play basketball. And then we had friends who had access to other places. And so we would get free gear all the time, right? And so we had a friend who used to, I'm not gonna get to the details, but they had access to like outlets. And so we can go to outlets and then just get whatever we want. And it was free. Like, but it wasn't like stealing, and it was just free. Like how it worked out.
Did they have to be there when you got there?
Huh?
Like, I don't understand it. Like, did they have to be there when you got to the store, and then you just took
like
stuff
we would
off
go
the
with
shelves?
them. I think, like we just pick out what we want. We didn't do it all the time, but we pick out what we want, and then they'd be like, "Okay, I'll take care of it." And they go to the register, and they would get it. They would get it, however, and then we get free gear. So and and so we would dress alike. But this is the funny part: we would dress alike. And our teammates would tease us about dressing the same. Like, oh, look at these dudes. They dressed the same, wearing the same shirt, wearing the same pants, and same shoes. Look at these dudes, right? And also, we also had a friend who's had a relative that worked at Nike, right? And so at Nike, so they would get free stuff all the time. So we would get some stuff too, right? They'd be like, what size shoes you want? Like, what size you wear? And, what kind do you want? So we get free shoes and shit. The funny part is we dress alike and people would tease us. And then on the low, one or two of them would come up and be like, yo, man, let me know next time y'all gonna do that. Cause I wanna get in on So in front of everybody, they want to be like, man, look at these dudes, they dressed alike, whatever. And then behind closed doors, they're like, yo, that shit is fly, man. I want to dress alike too. Like, let me get in. Straight up.
Probably cool gear. It was just dorky that you matched your friend.
Absolutely. Cool gear, but dorky. But still, dudes was like, yo, man, oh man, I got those kicks too. I want to, because then because we would dress alike on road trips. We all wore the same thing. We wore our gear.
Your uniforms.
We had travel uniforms that we had to wear. But yeah, man, it was funny just thinking about that, about Greg Giraldo and Mockley and I dressing the same, and people teasing us, but then on the low trying to want to join us.
That's funny. There's a picture of the man. Yeah, he was. That was the first. I worked with him twice, and this was the first time I worked with him at SF Punch. Nice. And then I worked with him the year he died at Cobb's, like a few months before. And Yeah, man, he was just so smart and funny.
Mm-hmm.
But I
And he had
remember,
a law degree from Harvard.
Harvard.
Yeah, Harvard law degree. So
Yeah,
he was going to be great in whatever he did.
right. And then it was funny. He gave me I asked for a DVD the second time I worked with him, and he goes, "Yeah," and I was like, "Hey, can you sign it?" So here it is. He wrote, "Fuck you, Sal." Greg Giraldo.
Damn. Why they be doing you like that?
Oh, it was just fun games. Like we were,
Yeah.
he's a cool dude, man. And I'd
He
like
was.
emailed him afterwards and like yeah, but I didn't really talk to him. I didn't get to know him too much. And then but yeah, dude, that dude he was funny and
he was smart. He was funny and smart. It's a shame he had gotten sober and got cleaned up. And then he had one miscue, one misstep in Atlantic City. He for those who don't know, Greg Giraldo had he had a substance abuse problem. He at one point was like the face of Comedy Central. He was on everything. He was on the comedy roast all the time, and they were literally trying to do everything they can to find a way to bring Greg Giraldo to the masses, right? But his substance abuse problems kind of, I'm not gonna say it derailed his career because he still was able to be active.
Yeah, he was still, I don't know.
But it was just a part of it. He was trying to get cleaned up.
It was a big problem he had was just
problem.
not understanding why he couldn't get elevated even more. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think maybe over time he would have. I mean, he's amazing comic, and then especially how America's politics and stuff has changed over the past 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, he would have fit in right in and probably with a lot of that.
But you know what's funny? And then he would have fit in, but man, he met the wrong person. He met the wrong person in the wrong place at the right time, right? Atlantic City meets some young lady. She got some stuff. He's not able to say no, and he ODs and dies, and we lose Greg Giraldo. And what's messed up, man, about there was that whole crew, that Tough Crowd crew, the Colin Quinn TV show, Tough Crowd. A lot of those guys died they died untimely deaths, I think, early. But they all had similar stories in the sense that they felt like they wanted more. They wanted more status. They were already popular. They were already on TV. They were doing specials. Like they were in the process of making it happen. It just seemed like they didn't have the patience to get there.
Yeah, and I also feel like they didn't have the gimmick that sometimes helped other people. So if you get to that point where a lot of these guys, they're funny, they're great, they're amazing geniuses, really, but that's not necessarily going to get you on TV or make you famous.
But they were on TV though. That's what I'm saying.
They were, but I'm just saying, not at a household name level.
Yeah. I mean, because
not Larry the Cable Guy level.
Right. But you hear that with Greg Giraldo that he felt like he wanted more status, right? More recognition. I remember Patrice saying that. Right. Patrice O'Neal always would mention that he felt like he should be more popular, right? Than what he was. But I think there's a lesson to be learned that everything ain't meant for everybody, man. So it's like you bust your ass, you do the best you can, and be grateful with what you have, because there's always somebody who doesn't have what you have, right? And I'm not saying you got to base yourself on what other people are doing. There's gonna be people who have more, and there's gonna be people who have less. But you got to find that place where you're happy, right? Because these guys, I mean, how old was Patrice? Patrice was in his 40s. Greg was in his 40s when they died. You know what I mean? It's like, you're just at the beginning, bro. Hang in there. Keep doing keep sharpening your tool, bro. I'm telling you, your time is gonna come.
But I mean, it's such a disheartening business. I do remember, man, that Greg, man, he girls liked him. I mean, he's a good looking dude, charismatic. And I remember one show I worked with him, and some girl afterwards just ran at, and beautiful girl just gives her a number right away. It's, what's your number? She just wants it from him right away. And anyway, only time I've ever seen this dude leaves the show with one girl, and then the next day he gets dropped off from a different girl.
Wow. You leave with one and get dropped off by another one.
Yeah, dude. I was like,
Jeez.
hey man, what's going on? He's like, okay, I had some fun.
He said, "What? I had some fun.
I had some fun. Yeah, it was
I had
fun.
some
You know, he didn't really talk to me. I didn't pry.
Right.
But I was just like, oh, okay.
He's like, yo, stay out of my business, Sal. Don't be all in my mix. You know. Yeah, man, it's crazy. You know, it's stuff out there. It's stuff like that happens, man. It does. So now the other one is Sal and I were talking about this right before we started. I got a likely scam call or scam likely call. And I'm sure that everyone out here who's listening and watching has had their fair share of mother.
Right. See, this is what I don't get. You
relentless.
Just swipe. I don't even talk about it. You answer them.
Yes.
Why? Why?
Because I like to
every time.
Not every time. Sometimes I'll answer it and not say anything to see if they say something. Sometimes I answer it and I'll put on different voices depending on how I'm feeling. I can come with a different character.
All right, well, let's do it here. Let's do it. I'll be like, hello, is this Reginald Steele? We're calling from blah, blah, blah communications. You can't be laughing.
I can do it. I'm sorry, man. It's just funny because you're like, hello, this is because they never call like that. They never call like,
oh, how do they do it?
This is what they do. They go, hello?
They don't even say what they are. They just go like that.
And then they go, this is what I get. This is a scam call I get. Hello, Reginald Steele. Hi. And I go, and they go, hi, I was calling to see if do you want to sell your property? And I go, why y'all keep calling him? Y'all call here all the time, calling me all the time. I told you I ain't selling that house. That's my house. Y'all was trying to buy my house from me. I'm not selling that house. I didn't talk to y'all. Stop calling him. Right? I'll do that one. Be like, y'all stop calling here. Leave me alone. I've done this one. And they call and they inquire about my house. And I go, please stop calling about my house. This is the house. My mama left me this house. I love this house. And you guys are trying to take it from me. Please don't take my house. Do not take my house from me, please.
And what do?
They go, I've had people go, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, we won't call back. I go, thank you. Please tell the others don't call anymore. I'm not selling. I am not selling. And then I do this one. I swear to God, I do this one. They'll call, same thing, or they won't even say anything. Sometimes they'll just be silent. Like I'll answer the phone, it'll be quiet, and I'll go, huh? Huh? What? And then I act like I'm talking to somebody else. I go, I don't know. The phone just keep ringing. They don't even say that. I don't know. Hello. Hey, see this? I don't know why they do this. I need to get a new phone number because this is damn ridiculous. They call here all the time, not saying nothing. I don't like this. Stop calling here, and I'll hang up. Hey man, look, I just have fun with it, man.
That's
Sal was saying I should use different voices. I mean, I do sometimes. Like he wants me to use my mom's voice, the voice that I use for my mom, right? Hello. Now, if I did my mom's voice, then that taps into a whole other character. My mom would talk.
Yeah, so you might just go off on a tangent. You'd be on there for 15 minutes.
Hello. Yeah. Well, basically, my son, he don't live here no more. My son live in California. He went out there to play basketball in school. And then once he was done with that, he stayed out in California. I thought he was going to come back to Alabama, but he didn't come back to Alabama. I wish he would have came back to Alabama. I was mad at him for a long time. I said I'm not mad at him no more, but I'm still mad at him. I wish he would have moved back to Alabama. But he stayed out there in California, and now he got a son, and he's doing really well. He worked in San Francisco, and he do comedy. I seen his comedy one time. I don't really know if I like his comedy that much. He was talking about me, and I felt like he was making fun of me, but he's my son. I love him. And so, yeah, he went to school here in Alabama. Like my mom will start, he'll just go down my
ma'am, we will take you off the list.
Exactly. She just, and the killer part is, she would just tell people, she used to do this. She would tell people my whole life story. Somebody would call and ask if she wanted like life alert, right? This is a true story. Okay, this is a true story. They called and asked if she wanted life alert, and he was trying to sell it to her. And she from what she told me, she just told them that they needed to talk to her son. That's all she told me. She goes, you need to talk to my son. So then this guy calls me because she gave him my number. I'm talking to this dude, and he's like, Reggie or whatever. And I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah, I talked to your mom. Wonderful lady, man. So nice. I called her about the life alert and wanted to see if she wanted to have the, get the necklace and the thing in case something happened, because I know she in Alabama by herself and you out in California. And, this would be a great way for you to know that she's taken care of and secure and safe. And so I'm kind of talking to this dude, and he starts, and I'm like, okay, well, tell me more about the system. He tells me about it, how much it costs, all this kind of stuff. And he starts telling me stuff about myself. He's like, yeah, so your mom told me you played college basketball. And I go, yeah. He goes, man, that's great, man. Division I, II, congratulations. I'm like, yeah. And then he starts talking about, and she told me you're a comedian now. So you play basketball and you do comedy? I go, yeah. And he goes, wow, that's great. What is that like? I go, oh man, it's awesome, man. And he's like, yeah, your mom told me
your whole story.
Dude, he's like, and she told me that you performed in different countries and you've been on TV. Like, should I look you up? Can I Google you and all this kind of stuff? Are you famous? Dude, he starts telling me, and he's telling me about other stuff about growing up in Birmingham and when I was a kid and my bike was stolen. Dude, it's crazy. He's telling me all this stuff. I get off the phone with him. I go, well, let me talk to her and I'll get back to you. I take his number. I call my mom and I go, your mom. So the guy from Life Alert called. It's reasonable. If you want it, I'll get it for you. Right. And I go, do you want it? And she goes, no, I don't want that thing. That man keep calling here bothering me.
Why you keep talking to him?
Why you keep talking to him? And why you keep telling him all this stuff about me? Right? Like, I'm thinking that you want this thing because you done spent at least a half hour to an hour telling this dude my entire life story, only for me to call you and tell you that you want him to stop calling you, right? And that you don't want the thing.
That's funny, dude.
Like, what the hell? So, yeah, man. But yeah, I use different voices for the scam likely, bro. Have fun with him, man. Who cares?
I mean, I don't even answer him, dude. I just, yeah.
Hey, does he have his paw on your chin right now?
Right there, dude. Look at that guy. He's pushing up on me.
Carpet.
No, this is Tro. This is Metro. This is the little guy, yeah. He's,
Metro.
He can't hear you, dude. He doesn't have the headphones.
Oh, that's right. I'm tripping. That's tripping. Dude, I've never seen a cat so docile. This is crazy.
Oh yeah, dude. Look, like you could just look at this shit. You could put him out like this. He doesn't care, dude.
Dude, this is gonna get us like 15,000 views right now.
Can you blow raspberries on your cat?
You know what? People are gonna be asking you, how did you train your cat to do that? I want to blow
you get them when
they're cat.
When they're very, very small. Because the first kitten, Carpet, I tried to blow a raspberry on, and she scratched my face. So
that's what normal cats would do.
Right. But this guy is pushing on my face.
No. He's like,
and then you can flip him. He loves getting flipped. And he wags his tail. And yeah, dude, it's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. So for the scam likelies, go ahead and have some fun with him.
That's funny though, man.
Yeah, go ahead and have some fun with him. So
all right, so let's close it up with who got home, right? Is that what we're talking?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
we were big proponents. I put a Brittney Griner thing up last week after she got free. I put it up on the TikTok. You saw it on the TikTok?
No, I saw it on Instagram. I saw that you reposted it on Instagram.
Oh, I did. That's right.
Yeah.
But
I'm not on the TikToks. I'm not on the TikToky.
Yeah, so they some white dude with shades, already telling us,
Of course.
We're talking into an echo chamber or something.
Yeah, it's always white guys with shades.
But anyway, yeah, good for her. She's home. All these people know about world diplomacy all of a sudden, even though they have no idea. And it was like, the bottom line is, it's, if Russia wasn't going to do it, they're not going to do it. You got to take what they're going to give you. That's all it is.
Well, this is what I was going to say too, is first off, she's over there for 300 some odd days, almost a year, locked up for some CBD oil, right? Like body rub oil, which is bogus. And you have all these people complaining, like, we could have gotten this and we could have gotten that, and we gotta. What's funny to me is there's a Marine over there that we should have gotten, and there's another guy who's over there that we should have gotten. And I go, did you know about those people before Brittney Griner got caught?
Right.
right? Because if you did and you hadn't said anything, then now that's on you. What Brittney Griner brought was attention, because now you're upset because she's home and these other guys over there that you didn't know about. It's like, yo, you got to think of it the other way. The squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? Obviously, I'm gonna tell you right now, I didn't know shit about anybody being incarcerated in Russia that was an American, right? Because I hadn't heard anything about it. But all of a sudden, Brittney Griner gets caught up. She's a WNBA player. And then there's a whole thing about professional women athletes having to go over to Europe or to different countries to make money because they don't make enough over here, things of that nature. And all of a sudden, in the process of trying to get her freed from a fucked up situation, then we get to learn about all these other people. So be happy that Brittney Griner is back, and Brittney Griner even got caught, because now it brings awareness to these other people that apparently nobody was talking about. Right.
I read some too that the guy that they released, they gave to Russia, that everyone, so funny too. All these people, white people, are like so scared. You're letting the merchant of death out. Oh my God, the merchant of death. He's already been in jail for like 20 years. He had like 5 years left on his sentence. So it was like, and she had 8 years on a sentence. So it was kind of like, whatever, dude.
Well, and the other thing that got me, what else got me was when the merchant of death, and he is who he is, right? Like, he was an arms dealer. He's an arms dealer. He's responsible for, I'm sure, directly and indirectly responsible for a lot of deaths of a lot of people to get the title of merchant of death, right?
Right.
The thing that got me was that if this dude was so nefarious and so bad, I saw the video of him getting off the plane. And they were like, welcome home, merchants. Merchant of death, it's so good to see you. We missed you around here. We haven't killed as many people without you.
Right? Like, your wife, mistress of death, has been waiting for you.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it's crazy. This dude is, if anything, it should have been like, if Russia was really real, then that dude would just be going to a prison in Russia to finish out his term.
Right.
But,
so Brittney was already playing basketball too yesterday, I think.
Duncan. Oh, she was out playing basketball?
She was already playing ball.
Wait, not for
in San Antonio after she, where she was landed.
Oh, okay. So she got a couple shots up.
Yeah, she was playing or something. Yeah. And they said right when she got on the plane, they're like, one of the people working with her was like, hey, we'll give you your space, whatever you need. Welcome back. This had been a crazy, few hours for you or whatever. And she's like, all right, I've been in Russia. People just talking Russian. She's like, I just want to talk to everybody on the plane. Went up, shook everyone's hand, got to know them, and they all talked for like 12-hour flight. And nice. Craziness.
Yeah, it's hard to be in a country where no one speaks the language. I've been there.
Yeah. not in prison though, right?
Well, I'm sorry. I've been in a country where I can't say they don't speak the language. I've been in a country where I don't speak their language. Right. And those language barriers, man. Remember, I used to talk about playing in Latvia. It was like being in solitary confinement with the freedom to walk around, because that
had been like
dude, that's
depressing.
It messes with you. If you don't, it ain't for everybody. It ain't for the faint of heart, and it ain't for everybody. Like, you really got to have some serious self-awareness and some desires. Like, I got a book and I started trying to figure out little things on how to say stuff, just even like minor little things on how to order food, right? Like, just being able to order a food and being able to give the right money was like, just basic necessity of staying alive, But yeah, man. So I'm glad she's back home. I'm sorry that it's been, it's always anything that happens is always going to be somebody who's against whatever is happening, because
especially the racists. Yeah. Did you see she cut her hair? She said it was too cold to have long hair over there.
Really? Too cold? How does that work?
Yeah, so she cut her hair.
Wait. If you don't have any hair, then your hair gets colder. At least
you can bundle up and stuff, but if your hair is wet, or I don't know, man. It's,
okay.
I don't know what, that's why she said she cut it. It was too damn cold, Reg.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, how about this one? Let's just throw this out there too. And I'm sure that somebody will agree or disagree. If Brittney Griner was a white girl, blonde, blue-eyed, and, straight,
she would not have been as dominant of a ball player. Is that what you're saying?
Ching, zing. Nah, man. Does she stay incarcerated for 300 days?
I mean,
300 plus days.
Who knows?
You know what I mean?
The thing is, I think the timing and the country, it hurt.
Yes, but
Russia of all places, and during, they didn't go to war a month later.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still. I mean,
and
with the backlash that she's receiving,
so they use it as a political pawn.
Well, I'm not even talking about Russia's response. I'm talking about the United States response to her. Like how quickly they were like, she's a thug over there doing drugs, and she should know better than do it. It's like, yo, man, that wasn't even the case. But because she's 6'8", she's African American, she's a lesbian, and she's butch, right? And she's playing like there's a whole. All I'm saying is I think that people had some judgment. There was some
there's
prejudice.
Totally, but I feel like
some prejudice.
The Biden administration was the ones doing what they could, but I also feel like Russia didn't give a fuck at the time either, because they're like, we're going to war with Ukraine.
Right.
And
Russia's doing whatever they want to do. They don't care. I'm just talking about here in the States, the backlash, like the pushback.
It's bad. Anytime any African American at any status, like, well, look how many people ripping on George Floyd for being a fuck up, or the kid, stealing Skittles because he was wearing a hoodie. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Exactly. Man. Which is so. I mean, it's just this idea that lives are just not worth much, right? Like, if you can really try to justify that someone deserves to die, or it's okay that someone died because maybe they had petty crimes, or because they allegedly took some Skittles. Like, what I'm saying is that the cost is not, the price that they paid is not worth the punishment crime.
Does not fit the crime.
Yes, the punishment does not fit the crime. It's way too harsh. But not for whatever reason, but when it comes to us, brown and black people, man, it is. I mean, it is. Hey, he tripped a person, kill him, right? Like, what? Like, he tripped somebody and his life is not worth more than that. Like, yo, it's crazy, bro. This shit is it's unsettling, unnerving. But it's the way we live in.
I bet
it is. But
all right, man. You bummed us all out. Oh, we got the World Cup to end. Let's just say what's up. So I've been watching some World Cup. Why
you always got to throw out that I bummed? Well, you bummed us out, Reg. Thank you. Our audience is like, damn, Reg and his sad topics again.
So you know who the Final Four is in soccer, Reg?
I know France, Morocco.
There you go.
Yeah, France.
They will be playing on Wednesday, France versus Morocco.
Okay.
And Tuesday, tomorrow, Argentina versus
not Croatia. Croatia lost.
Yep, Croatia.
Oh, Croatia. All right.
Yeah. So, and I mean, look, man, everyone like Croatia, Morocco are the underdogs, but I want Argentina and France because I want Messi versus Mbappe. And those are the two stars, and let's get it on. And those two have scored the most goals, I believe, in this World Cup. Okay. So, and Messi's never won it. Mbappe won it 4 years ago. It's a cool story. And the funny thing, I mean, I can't believe I got into World Cup this much, but a lot of it is the most I've ever. But it's on TV a lot, and it's like the Olympics, man. I don't watch bobsledding during the regular season.
Right.
But once every 4 years, and when the countries are competing, that's what makes it really cool. But with soccer, it's like if you let teams hang around, all it takes is a goal, and your it's over.
Oh yeah.
And Morocco won. It's amazing. The first time an African country's been in the Final Four.
That's pretty awesome. Congrats to them. I like that in the later rounds that you have to go to penalty kicks.
That's exactly. That's
like there has to be a winner. There's no
because it's so boring when it's a tie and they're doing the fucking points. Exactly. So the games I saw, 2 games in a row, were both penalty kicks. That's how Brazil got knocked out. Brazil was up 2-1 in the extra time, in the overtime, and then they got tied by Croatia, and then they beat them in penalty kicks. I couldn't believe it.
Man,
couldn't believe it.
Believe it.
In penalty kicks is crazy in itself. People you're just guessing, and that Croatian goalie though, he was blocking shit left and right.
Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, it is. You're straight up guessing. It's either gonna go right or left.
A lot of them fake you, like they go to give it, and then you jump, and then they kick, and like fooled you, fooled you. But anyway, so that's the Final Four. We'll see if
So what's your prediction? You want to? Would you say you want to see Argentina against
I'm rooting
France?
Argentina all the way. So I want Argentina versus France in the final. That'd be cool. As the best two teams, and then have them, battle it out. Because here's the thing: if you're just gonna have one of the underdogs, I mean, whatever. I mean, I always like the underdogs, but I just want a good game. But
see, that's where you and I differ. I don't necessarily root for underdogs. I don't.
Well,
I mean,
cool
look, I got nothing against underdogs.
I mean, that's amazing. But if I could see the two greats go against each other, that's what
I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got nothing against underdogs. Like, I push for the little man or the little guy to get an opportunity. But when it comes down to, when it comes down to the big leagues, I want to see the heavy hitters, bro. I want to see the best against the best.
So
right? So sometimes the best ain't the underdogs.
In San Francisco yesterday, or Santa Clara, Tom Brady, hometown boy, bought over 100 tickets for family and friends because he's best ever. And then watch him got destroyed by an underdog. The last person picked in the draft,
Mr. Irrelevant
rookie.
Yeah, Mr. Irrelevant. But let's be honest.
Look,
I don't follow the 49ers, but I know I have a lot of friends who are 49er fans, and they're all saying the same thing. Our defense, we have a Super Bowl defense. So the 49ers defense is supposed to be.
I mean, when you
really
can bring
phenomenal.
out that quarterback and still win that strong like that. Yeah. But hey, man, the Eagles, they got a pretty damn good offense. So it's gonna be interesting in the playoffs.
Young fellow who went to Alabama.
Yeah.
And then over to Oklahoma. Jalen Hurts is proven to be
Jalen Hurts, Tua, and Mac Jones, all Alabama.
Yeah. 3 Alabama quarterbacks in the NFL starting.
Crazy. And then last night, Tua, who got picked one before Justin Herbert, got smoked by the Chargers. And it was like Herbert's. Those guys always hold a little chip on their shoulder, revenge when someone gets drafted before him. Like Justin Jefferson, he's the receiver for the Vikings. They're like the best in the game. There's like 4 guys that got drafted before him. He knows every one of them and what they're up to, what they're doing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
what's funny?
People know.
You know what's funny about that to me, once again, is it's just misdirected anger. You can't get mad at the player who got drafted.
Well, it's motivation, right?
Yeah, if anything, damn the players, it's the organization. Like, oh, you guys took this dude.
Right. But that's the thing. Right. You want to, rub it into that organization.
Exactly. The organization. It ain't necessarily like damn the player. Like I'm not trying to destroy him. I'm just trying to destroy the whole organization. Right. Because that's what it would like if I was the number 4 pick and there were 3 guys chosen before me and I thought I should have been number 1. Every team that didn't select me, I'm coming for your head.
Right.
Some Game of Thrones shit. I'm gonna put your shit up on a spike and I'm gonna let the world know, like, you made a mistake, right?
All right, Reg, wrap us up. I got. By the way, before I do, here's a show suggestion. Have you watched White Lotus?
Oh, that's so funny because I watched 4 episodes last night.
Of the original or second?
You mean first season?
Or second season?
First season.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to watch the 4th episode again because I was tired at that point. I kept dozing off. So this is I
just finished the second season, ended last night.
Okay. This is my
great episode.
This is that's what I heard. I know a guy who just finished it yesterday too. My initial reaction was I was like, yo, in the first episode of season 1. I was like, man, this show is making me uncomfortable because everyone is
that's what it does.
Right. It's because everyone's so awkward. Right.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, I don't know if I can watch this show because no one has any redeeming qualities. Like there's no one that you're
rooting for. Steve Zahn? He's awesome.
He's pretty funny, he may be okay, but he's the characters are so flawed. Right. Like everybody is so flawed that it's like, yo, who do I like in this? The one person that I kind of liked initially was the young lady who's a part of the newlywed couple. Whatever, Rachel, I think her name is, or Nicole, right? I kind of liked her, but then there's a point where I'm like, yo, her insecurities are way too heavy for me. I'm like, yo, you need to speak up for yourself. Like this dude is a dick.
All right, well, so here, so the funny thing is with these, both seasons they open with, there's someone, a body. So who do you think it is, Reg?
Well, I mean, based on the way the first episode started off in season 1, it led you to believe that it was the fiance, right? because the guy's in the airport and he's talking to the people and he goes, they're like, oh, he's like, yeah, I was on my honeymoon. And they're like, oh, where's your wife? Where's your wife? Where's your wife? And he's like, you know what? And he puts the shades on. He's like, no disrespect, but leave me the fuck alone, right? And he stands up, he goes, looks at the window, and you see the box with human remains in it. So it leads you to believe that she is in the box. That's what you're thinking, right? But since you asked, and because that's so obvious, that I keep hoping that she just faked her death to get away from this dude, right? I'm like, please let her have faked her death at some point in the show, because she does not need to be with this guy. But it's probably the hotel owner. I mean, the hotel manager with all the drugs that he's doing there.
You think he's gonna OD or something?
He's gonna OD, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I do think it was funny that in episode 4 they walk in on him.
All right, that's a great one. Yeah.
They walk in on this dude straight up. I'm just gonna throw out a quick spoiler because I gotta say it for anybody who hasn't seen it yet. In episode 4, there's one scene where you walk in on a guy straight up eating ass. And they don't try to hide it. It is as clear as day that this is obviously what's going on. If you haven't seen it, it's actually pretty interesting show.
I don't want to spoil anything for you about season 2, but there's a scene where they walk in and someone is literally fucking an ass.
Oh, there we go. Of course, there's a lot of ass play.
You got to step it up.
You got to step it up.
Season 1 to season 2.
I'm not surprised at all. So after the first episode, I wasn't sure how much I liked the characters. They were all super awkward. I didn't care for them very much. I stuck around for episode 2. I mean, episode 1. Episode 2, the story starts to play out a little bit more. You kind of get a better understanding of people and their whole group dynamics. But everyone is so flawed. And I'm like, the popularity of this show actually, for me, says more about us as a society and people who love these shows and who like to see these types of people. That's more.
I don't know if it's necessarily that. I think I like the idea that it's original.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's original in a sense of what, like how they're telling the story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just like those weird feelings and like the way they make it, like it's like that's so different.
Yeah, the pacing of it too evokes a lot of just a lot of tension, like a lot of tension and some anxiety, because you're like, what in the hell is going on? But I don't like feeling that way. Right? Like I don't do anxiety in my life personally. So watching something that creates anxiety or watching people who are anxious in some way, that shit is unsettling. Just like that other show where you're trying to get me to watch the guy who was setting up talking to the weird nerdy dude who would build a whole apartment.
Did you ever finish that?
I never finished
Nathan Fielder.
Yes. Watching an awkward dude trying to deal with other awkward people in situations that seem to be very basic to me, like people who can't do basic life shit. Watching people watching people have a hard time doing basic life shit does not appeal to me at all. Like I have no desire to watch a guy who can't, I don't balance his fucking checkbook. Who's like, I need to call someone to figure out what's happening with my money and how I'm going to figure out the best way to keep it from, disappearing. So it's like, dude, it's basic life shit. No one taught you how to balance.
Hey, so who created the White Lotus is a guy named Mike White. And you ever see the movie School of Rock?
I never really saw it, but I know it.
Jack
That's
Black.
the guy?
Well, this was the roommate on the right, Ned Schneebly.
Okay, Schneebly. So he created the show.
He created the show, so it's so funny you see this guy, and the show is so awesome and weird, and he's this comical character.
He looks awkward.
He's like Sarah Silverman's boyfriend in that movie. But no, yeah, dude, the second season I like just as much. Second season they go to Sicily and it's amazing.
Sicily.
So, and it's the same thing. You're trying to guess who the fuck is it at the end, and I guessed and I was wrong. So
Okay.
yeah, man, check it out for sure.
It's only 2 more episodes. It seems to be
they're short.
seasons.
One's 6 seasons and the other 7. So
not seasons, but episodes.
I mean, yeah, there's
6.
Season 1 is 6 episodes and season 2 is 7.
Okay, so that's doable. I'll try to take it down tonight, I guess. Maybe I'll finish it.
Go, buddy. Finish it off, and we'll talk next week.
Okay,
all right, close us out, Reg.
All right, man, we were trying to close out for the last how many minutes now? Like 12 minutes, 15 minutes. All right. Well, hey, to everyone out there, thank you for listening and watching. We hope you enjoyed it. We love doing it, and we're gonna keep on doing it. So if you do enjoy it, and if you enjoy us and you like us and you want to, don't be afraid to like, share, and subscribe. Right? We're gonna keep doing it. So here we are. That's Sal Kalani. I'm Reggie Steele, and this is Spitballin.
Booyah.
Peace.